The response that women have when they are turned down by a man who wants to date them ranges from stunned to nasty. You're interested in making sexual approaches toward, getting married to, and having children with people. Are you interested in discussing the stark contrast between what the general public perceives men to be and what men actually are? Getting rejected by a woman. Additionally, there is a big difference between a guy rejecting a woman and a woman rejecting a man. In my opinion, women are inherently assumed to be right in their decision. The sparse shame line encompasses more than simply speculative claims provided by individuals over overarching notions of saying no, but also to guide discussions between the two people who are conversing about the idea of dating. While the guy is seen as being harsh if he does, or as the shame line goes afraid. The scared shaming line extends beyond merely two speculative claims made by individuals in connection to general notions about saying no. So the footage that was recently mentioned to me included the phrase scared, something I'll discuss later. It's from a TV program. An extension of employing shame lines is avoiding the rejection-related often visible reaction. Therefore, you may use the internet to see these kinds of exchanges for yourself till your eyes are blue in the face. You may see a guy reject her and then get attacked in a video that lasts for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Therefore, if the roles had been reversed, the man would have been the one being attacked. It would be regarded as misogynistic and patriarchal assault if a man were to abuse a woman physically or verbally. However, when the female is the one attacking, it is just regarded as madness. To be completely honest, I couldn't give a damn about how people react. The issue is the demonstrated hypocrisy and double standards, since it is also a problem to maintain your reputation after declining her. I'll talk about that side of the matter as well. I don't know who the lady is. I don't know if they are dating or if they have kids with her. However, because other people perceive his attitude to not wanting children as driven by fear, it is not included in the television program and is not canonical. They were no longer together because of the ensuing breakup. So in essence, this is how things work and there is silence. Nothing can be fixed, it cannot be. She then leans down and kisses him before saying, "You're terrified because you don't want to do it with me, no Laurie. If you genuinely think the question of having children is philosophical, then you're the blind guy describing the elephant. If you honestly believe that the choice to have children is philosophical," she says, "then you are the blind guy describing the elephant up until this point. I wouldn't have children with anyone else, so it's not about you." I'll cut to the chase now. The development of denying a lady, which applies to both MGTOW men and non-MGTOW men, can be seen in this video clip, which was submitted to me by one of my fans and viewers. It shows how to go from stunned to rude. He warned me that your shame line series is powerful before he did this. I've forgotten how quickly nasty can become stunned. However, it's an effective barrier against feminine backlash. When you deny a woman's offer of sexual activity, especially the kind of women who openly seek for my personality type, stunned swiftly develops into nasty. That is yet another crucial element. But this is my response, and I can speak from direct, personal experience when I say that a stun can turn unpleasant. I also learned that there can be a stage of apologizing between those two, but it only lasts for a very brief time until you start to worry that you're being greedy after being shamed for being gay. Regarding whether or not this is a sexual advance on a date, etc., I discovered that this was the most frequent occurrence. This comes out, and it is a visceral reaction that is more typical in women who have been turned down in the past, who have a long record, who struggle with abandonment, and more particularly, who have BEPT or a condition that is very similar to BEPT. In this situation, women who have been abandoned mistake men's goodwill for an interest in them. When a man treats a lady with respect, but doesn't make any sexual advances toward her, or show any interest in doing so after getting to know her well. I have noted down this really important and crucial one here. I'm not sure if this is occurring at work. It may be a coworker, a buddy from family, or a student. In any event, it frequently results in a reaction of this nature. The woman responds and inquires about whether there is anything more between the two of them because, in her opinion at least, or on the man's part, it's frequently assumed that relationships are postponed for timid or insecure reasons. Therefore, she can believe that it is her responsibility to take initiative even when it would be preferable for the male to do so. She faces the possibility of concluding that she would prefer the male to do it because it is not something she would like to do, as was indicated earlier. I did some research and found that when this happens, the scenario is structured as follows. She is astounded by the answer when the question of interest is answered. She humiliates him. She has the ability to be vengeful and nasty, and that is what matters most. Though some may disagree with me on this point, historically speaking, women have typically served as the market's gatekeepers, and the Colosseum of existence is open to men. Those few sentences encapsulate the majority of a man's life. It's a mock gladiator match where men can compete and display their various talents. Some have bows as weapons, some with swords, others with a mace, some with axes, others mace, which is essentially what life is at its most basic level. Men compete with their diverse, special talents. Whatever it is, they must then put it into practice in an effort to be among the last ones standing, or at the least, draw attention from observers. You'll see that they are attempting to stand out in order to ensure their own existence if you consider it and try to understand it. I believe that there are goals in life that are a little bit higher than others. That's what we're doing right now. Or, as we already know, we're attempting to gratify the hypergamous lust of several people who still function on a primordial level. It implies that women are the spectators in life's new gladiatorial arena. They are observing in the Colosseum when it comes to the sexual market side of things, and it's assumed that these women will have the last say over who gets to stay in the fight and who gets sent back for more rounds. And she makes her choice from among the guys that fought for her. She can select who she wants to be with if she sees guys risking their life for her in light of this information. As a metaphor, it is supposed that they are fighting for the prize because, in her opinion, they wouldn't have done so if they didn't want it. This is therefore closely related to the MGTOW meme, which shows a guy and a woman leaned down together and sleeping off, with thinking bubbles floating above their heads. The woman seems to be thinking about something. I'm prepared to wager that he has sexual intentions toward another woman. It's likely that the man is considering a line of thought that goes something like this. If Zeiss plastic is used to make plastic dinosaurs, they are either made from genuine dinosaurs or something absurd. But you get the idea. This is a pretty gynocentric style of thinking. Therefore, it is viewed that when males reject the concept of having a woman and having children before them, which is thought to be the core of existence, it is viewed as a danger to the universe's very existence. They won't understand what they perceive to be a very dangerous contest between males in the Colosseum that they were expecting to get into in order to obtain her and wind up murdering each other if she is the one taking the initiative. That is what makes it so puzzling. But that is also the reason she thinks Aragorn, the uninterested man who is so capable but is hanging out with the prancing pony, is eligible. The combination of that with this unachievable eligible man is another thing that is more fascinating and advantageous than the eligible thing alone. She won't comprehend the purpose of participating in the Colosseum though if he declines her challenge because she won't be able to grasp it. She may be at the stunned stage for a reason, which may cause her to go on to the apologizing stage and then frequently to the nasty stage, which returns you to the fight. One thing that is never realized is that the man can be battling in the Colosseum for something that is far more valuable to him than recognition or material gain. However, one is unable to comprehend what this is since they are unable to understand where this vengefulness is coming from. The guilt of MGTOW does not originate from the misconception that we are all engaged in a battle within our own Colosseums with our own foes for hypergamy. Instead, the fight is meant to show just how much damage we can inflict to ourselves, so that we can make a decision. This is the source of the disgrace. I have a tale that is very relevant and unique to this topic that I would like to share with you in order to help illustrate the answer perhaps someday. Nonetheless, since I respect your right to confidentiality, I'll refrain from saying that, but I will bring up this instance since I think that ghosting and shaming are related, and I believe that individuals who ghost while they are visible may experience this. Even if you take all the appropriate safety procedures, one of you out there listening might still be affected. For the vast majority of you, it won't happen at all, and everything will be fine. The most crucial thing, though, is to record any interactions that occur. This is true whether or not any related text messages are delivered. Even if you turn down a woman's offer. In a metro sense, the fact that you texted an apology might be used against you. so be sure to capture it on screen. You should take efforts to ensure that you will always be in the company of another reliable male if you ever consider the potential that any sort of crisis might emerge. Never think that doing what is right will bring about justice, and never be too sure of yourself. Naturally, ghosting is always favored for this reason. But we are all aware of the potential outcomes. I appreciate you listening today, so thank you.